Hey everyone, welcome back. Saturday morning. Got a lot of stuff to do this weekend. I think it's only supposed to be about 41 today for a high, but it is nice and sunny out at least. Today I plan on, I think I'm gonna work on the Fairlane a little bit more. I want to get those spacers cut for the lower A-arms and rig up something in between the two spindles because I don't have a steering rack in that thing yet. And I need to get it moved, and it's really hard to push with both tires being independent because it kind of just wobbles all over the place. I got some big stacks of stuff outside that I need to burn in my fire pits, so we'll probably do that today. I was hoping that maybe kind of cold, but once I push this thing out of here, I really want to wash it before I put it in the other garage, so we might do that. So lots to do. I'm always super busy on the weekends, just trying to get everything done. And I need to get some stuff, some of the safety gear for the blue car boxed up so I can ship that off to Stroud and have it recertified. Be another thing I can knock off the list. Ordered some Cooper Cobras tires today for my extra set of rims on for the blue car for 6 summer. Hopefully they smoke good and they do nice burnouts. But I just wanted, I got a couple pairs of wore out drag radials that I don't really trust to drive on the road that long. So I wanted to get a regular radial tire, just cruise the car around. And I think it'd be kind of fun too. So hopefully those will come. I think they're supposed to come Thursday. So I'll get those mounted up, and I'm also going to be wrapping the trailer. I got some vinyl on order. I believe it's supposed to come Monday. So I'll video that. So let's get to it. Let's get to work. Okay, so now we got the car up in the air. I'm gonna set the spacers. Right now I'm trying to push it back as much as I can. I have one of the Racecraft washers in there. So the kit comes with multiple different thicknesses of these guys. So this one is 650 thousandths. It's a little shorter than the one I have in there now. So I think I'm going to place this one in the front, move it all the way into it, and then I'm going to measure the gap here, and that's what I'm going to cut that one down to. So let's pull this guy out of here. Take that spacer out. Install the 650 thousandths. Throw the bolt back in there. The one that I took out, which is the second shortest, like medium size one, is roughly 720 thousandths. Set that aside. Square these up. It's kind of hard to get a measurement of this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I'll try to stack 2 washers in there. See if that tightens it up. Oops. So 2 of the washers are 200 thousandths. So each washer is 100 thousandths thickness. That looks like it's going to be a little bit more than that. just a little bit more. Maybe I'll measure just by the depth here. $400. Oh no, because that's gonna be from the outside edge. About 210. So we're looking to be close to 210 thousandths. I'll probably go a little over and then just fit it as needed. Bring you guys over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to come up with a way to set this thing up in the vise. Actually, I'm going to cut down the medium length one. So I'm going to set this up in the vise somehow. And maybe I'll throw a zip tie around it or something so I can mark it at the 200 thousandths. And we're going to go from this edge out 200 thousandths and cut it and then grind it smooth and then throw it up in there and see how it goes. The kit also comes with the longer, but that will definitely work on the insides. So I'll do that one next after I gauge the outsides. So let's get to it. All right, so I got this in my vise. I'm gonna take my Klein digital angle finder, I'm gonna set on the vise, zero it, then throw it on here, square it up. I'm trying to do this as precise as I can. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm cutting it with an angle grinder, so I'll get it as close as I can. Right there, just snug it up in the vise a little bit. Take my calipers. So the plan is I'm just going to cut it flush with the end of the vise the best I can. And I'm going to cut it a little oversized so I can touch it up with the grinder. So I got it at about 255 thousandths. Give or take a little bit. Just gonna do a little dry run right here to see how this is gonna work. Now hopefully it works out. So I did very light pressure. I didn't push real hard on it. I can see that I did cut a little bit on an angle. So let's just see if we can clean that up a little bit with the flapper. She might be hot, so not too bad. Did decent. The truth. Let's just do a check on it. 230 there. 255. So I got it within 25 thou. And now I need to take a little bit off over there. I'm getting precise on you guys. 250. 230-ish. Yeah, I didn't do the best job that time. We'll grab a hand file and just run it on the file, see if I can square it up a little better. It might be slow going, but it's working. I'll square it up, then I'll deburr the edges a little bit and we'll try it. I'm just kind of rotating it slowly with my hand. The file should square it up a little bit. And we're close. It's really like 230 there. 245. Deburr that edge just a little bit. See if it works. Hopefully it works. I think that's gonna work. Oh yeah. That's nice. All right, so that was right around this one right here, 230. Let's call it 235 thousandths. Got it done. And I believe the other side was, let's check it. This one is it's one of the factory ones. It's roughly 650 thousandths. So that's the shortest one in the kit, 650. So now all I gotta do is fill in the space here, which we're around just under 1 inch. What do we got here? All right, so this one's over 1 inch. So we'll cut this one down. The longest one in the kit is 1.145. So we'll cut this one to fit here. Actually, is this the longest one in the kit? What's this one? Oh yeah, this one's 1.2. 1.225. So maybe we should figure out what's going to be the best, which one to cut down, because I still have that gap to fill. And I only have 2 of these little spacer guys. So I should probably leave the smaller one here, because then I'm going to have to put one of these little spacers and then cut another one down. It'll leave me more room. Otherwise, if I have the bigger one, I have to cut the one down even smaller, which is kind of hard to do. Although I do have that piece I cut off too. So the standard spacer that they come with is 500 thousandths. My little cutoff piece is 400. So let's figure this out. How would we want to do that? I didn't put the shortest one in here. Just get a rough estimate here what we have left. 220. So if I put the shorter one, let's put the shorter one in there. Let's get it out real quick. So the longest one, 1.225. Shorter one, 1.1 something. So let's just stick the shorter one in here real quick. You know what? Let's put the short one. Good short one in here. So basically we just need to fill that. And then we'll take the longer one and we'll cut it to fit in there perfectly. So the leftover space is going to be 300 thousandths. And I have this little cut piece that is at 420, so I could just cut, I'll just grind this one down to 300 and put that in there. So there you go. I'm gonna do some of this and then we'll come back. All right, guys, so we got it. She's all in there. Just tighten it up, put it back together. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I need to rig up something for the steering on this thing. And we'll get it back on the ground. I hope this helps you guys. Anybody else doing a Fairlane can document these measurements that I made here if you're using the Racecraft lower control arms. And that should get you really close. All right, let's do the other side. Okay, so I drew up a little diagram for you guys to give you an idea. And this is a 64 Fairlane AJE K-Memeber with Racecraft. I'll show them again. These are the race rod end Foxbody 11.5-inch lower control arms. So these aren't designed for this K-Memeber. The spacing is different than a Foxbody. So the spacers that Racecraft provides you don't work. You have to cut and modify your own. So this is what we got. I drew a little diagram for you guys. Front of the car. So the first spacer, this is going to be within, I'd say 1 to 5 thousandths. Okay, so it's not exact, but it's close. The very front spacer that I put in there was a 660 thousandths, and that's the Racecraft spacer uncut. That's what it comes with. On the front rear side, I had to take one of the Racecraft the longest spacer that they give you, and I cut it down to exactly 1 inch. And that fit in there really good. So that's all in there nicely. So on the back side, what I had to do was the very back one here, I had to cut down Racecraft spacer to 215 thousandths. On the other side, right here, it's a factory Racecraft 1.150 thousandths. So it's 1 inch, 150 thousandths. The next one is a factory just standard spacer from Racecraft. It measures out at 500 thousandths. Lastly, right here, the very inner one is a Racecraft spacer that I had to cut down to 300 thousandths. That'd be this last one right here. 300 thousandths cut Racecraft spacer. So this little piece actually right here is the piece that I cut off of this other one over here in the front. The leftover. I was able to grind it down and make it work as a spacer. So again, I'll show this my nice little diagram that I drew up for you guys. This is the tubular lower control arm. This is the K-Memeber. Boom. Front of vehicle. I hope this helps you guys out. I know this is something that I was wondering when I was doing it, and no one really had the measurements, how they cut theirs. Again, some of this is going to change depending on where you located your K-Memeber. I still want to do a final check on wheelbase, but I want to say that I'm probably pretty close. So, well, I'm going to knock the other side out, get the suspension back together over there, and then I need to rig up something to go from here to the other side, just so I can push the car around and make it a lot easier to push it if I can lock the tires at the same time. I don't know what I'm going to use. I was thinking about using a 2x4 and just drilling a hole in it and throwing it up on the stud here, but I think that 2x4 is going to be too thick and it's going to wind up hitting. So I'll figure something out and then I'll video it and we'll continue on. All right, guys, got it back together. I just rigged up a piece of conduit. I cut, just drilled some holes in and wrapped some zip ties around it. Should be good enough just to keep the tires in sync while I'm trying to back this thing out. Another thing I'd like to show you guys is these are the Tin Man Fab subframe connectors. Show you guys, they actually fit really nice. Got this bracket here to support the seat mount. I just tie right in the back. I looked around for a while and I stumbled upon Tin Man, and these are actually a nice fitting subframe connector. So I figured I'd show that. So, all right, let's get this thing down off the lift. Push it, see if we can get it pushed outside and give it a bath. Oh, there it is, guys. Outside. Well, guys, there she is, all cleaned up. Pretty good. Stance is pretty good. Still hard to tell with the fenders, but looks pretty even, maybe a little lower in the front. I honestly like to lower that back a little bit more, but the way those fender wells taper, tire will probably hit. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's pretty windy out today. This mic still isn't the best. I feel like I need to get a better mic for you guys. Let's see if we can get some of this suspension in there. All right, well, I'm gonna get it pushed in the garage and get the burning stuff. Well, we got a new sight in the garage. Fairlane's out, and we got the blue car in here. But before we get working on that, I gotta do some chores for the wife. Gotta keep the wife happy too, you know. Back with some fresh water. What's up, dudes? They're actually girls. Yep. There's that giant pile of stuff I want to burn. Just the wind really picked up today, so I don't want to light it up. A long day of hard work. It's nice just to have a fire and wind down with a beer. Well, guys, hope you like this video. At least we got those spacers made for the Fairlane today. Got it cleaned up and moved. Got the Mustang in the shop so we can get going on that. Get all the stuff pulled off of it and get it sent out, and probably push it back and get back on that Fairlane. I really want to get that car done. So that's going to be it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you like it. Please comment below. Appreciate it if you guys subscribe and like it.